Hi guys, it's me Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to share with you 3 ideas to transform a t-shirt into a cutout crop top. I started checking the cutout design when I was looking for inspiration to make my vacation wardrobe series. And I found so many beautiful designs that make it was so hard for me to pick one for the series. And obviously, one is not enough. That's why we are here today. These crop tops are quite sexy, because with cutout design, and also it's really fitted to your body. And that's the reason why I recommend you to use a really fitted t-shirts or the tie t-shirt for this transformation. And let's start making these DIYs.
The first DIY is Sidecut L Crop top. I use a small size t-shirt for this DIY. From two sides of the neck, I marked down 38 cm, which is the length of the crop top that I want, plus 2 cm. Make sure this length has to be over your breast. Then drawing a line to connect two marks together. After cutting, I start making the cutout at two sides at the end of the crop top. From the end of the crop top, I mark up at 6 cm on the side line, which is right at the end of my breast, and mark inside at 8 cm on the ending line. So the width between two marks on the ending line will be 24 cm, which is shorter than the half of my waist size. Then connect two marks together. Based on that line, I draw a curved line to finish the cutout at one side of the crop top, doing the same for the other side. At the ending line, I draw a line 4 cm above it. After that, I fold the end fabric inside around a half centimeter first, then keep folding it to the line just real before that, and sewing to finish the end of the crop top. Make 2 seams to make a nice ending. At the curved line, I draw another curved line at 3.5 cm from the edge of it. Then I fold the ending fabric inside around a half centimeter first, then keep folding it to the curved line I drew before that, then sewing to create a fabric hole. I use the leftover of the t-shirt to cut 2 long rectangles fabric with 3.5 cm width and the maximum length I can get. I fold 2 length lines of the rectangle fabric in the middle first, then keep folding them again and sew to create a tie. After that, I use a small safety pin to have the tie go through the fabric hole. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final transformation. This crop top is not too sexy but has an attractive look at two sides. The second DIY is a hunter cutout crop top. I use a small size t-shirt for this DIY. The first step is drawing a line under two armpits, then cutting. From the top, I draw another line 32 cm under it. It's the length of the crop top that I want, plus 4 cm for seam allowance. After that, I make another line at 22 cm from the top, which is the length of the big part of the crop top, plus 2 cm for seam allowance. Make sure this length can cover your breast. That means the rest of the crop top will be 10 cm, which is the small part of the crop top. I draw a straight line in the middle of two parts, then cutting the front piece only. After cutting, I connect two parts together at the back and keep around 15 cm open at the front, which is around a quarter of my waist size. After sewing, I finish the open part at the front of the crop top by folding the end fabric inside 2 times and sewing. I also use the same way to finish the top line and the ending line of the crop top. At the middle of the front part, I draw a straight line at 4 cm inside the edge of the fabric. I fold the edge fabric inside around a half centimeter first, then keep folding it to the line I just drew before it, and sewing. Doing the same for two sides of the big part and the small part, and you will have the fabric hole in the middle of the front crop top after on. To make the tie, I use the leftover fabric to cut a long fabric with 3.5 cm width. I fold 2 length lines of the fabric in the middle first, then keep folding them again, and sew to finish the tie. I use a small safety pin to put the tie through the fabric hole from the big part to the other hole of the small part. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final transformation. The cutout design makes this crop top super sexy, and I'm sure you will still on the look when you're wearing it. The last DIY is one shoulder cutout crop top. I use a small size t-shirt for this DIY. At the sleeve of the t-shirt, I redraw the sleeve line to make it become sleeveless style. After that, I draw a curved line from the shoulder to the end of the other sleeve to create one shoulder look for the crop top. From the top of the t-shirt, I mark down 35 cm, which is the length of the crop top that I want, minus the length of the tie part, then drawing a line based on this mark. to make the cutout look bigger, I make this like a big link from the sleeve to the other side. And we will have the body of the crop top after cutting. To finish the end of the crop top at the sleeve and the shoulder, I use the end fabric at two sleeves and the end of the t-shirt. The width of this long fabric is around 4 cm, and the length is the same or a bit shorter than the length at the sleeve and the shoulder of the crop top. I connect two width lines of the long fabric together to create the circle fabric. After that, I connect one side of the circle fabric to the sleeve and sew them along. After the first seam, I fold the other side of the circle fabric to the inside at the top of the end fabric first, then keep folding it over the first seam and make the second seam. It's the way to hem the end of the fabric. I use the leftover fabric of the t-shirt to make the tie part for the crop top. I cut two rectangles with 10 cm width, which is 2 times the width of the tie that I want, plus 2 cm for seam allowance. After cutting, I connect two rectangles together by the width line to have a long fabric line. After sewing, I connect two length lines of the fabric together by the pin first. Then I draw a curved line at two sides of the fold fabric to create a loop at two ends of the tie and cutting. From the middle of the tie, I mark two sides 15 cm. So the width between two marks will be 30 cm, which is around a half of my waist size. Then sew the rest of the tie together and keep that part open. After sewing, I use a long stick to turn the tie inside out and sew the open part together after that. At the end of the crop top, I draw a line 1.5 cm above it. From one side, I mark it at 15 cm inside at the front and the back. So the width from the mark from the front to the back will be 30 cm, which is the same with the open part at the tie. So I can connect the tie to the crop top there. After the first seam, I fold the end fabric of the crop top inside and sew to create a fabric hole with around 1 cm width at the leftover part of the end of the crop top. I cut an elastic band with 30 cm, which is a half of my waist size, go through the fabric hole I created. Then sew two ends of the elastic band to the fabric to keep them from moving. And I finished this DIY. Here's my final transformation. This is a cute but sexy crop top. I hope you like all of the ideas and try them out. See you next week.